Hi. I'm sorry, I cannot be silent.
One second.
Cesar.
Let me put the battery charger to the speaker. Let me plug the battery charger to the speaker. Hazme the extension. Battery charger must be. Then I don't know for how long that has been there. Let me just check if it's not. It's 100%. Oh, okay, good. Okay, let's try now. See? Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let's see now. Try to say something.
I said happy Mahashivaratri. Today is Mahashivaratri.
Oh, really?
Yeah, today night.
I didn't know.
Actually, I don't have any questions. I just want to talk. No, I mean, I know what to do, but I'm not doing, and this is very strange. It's like, what is this laziness? I know what to do.
This is
That's why.
Really, you don't have to do anything to be what you are, because you're already that.
Then why I don't conscious of this?
Sorry?
Then why I don't conscious of this all the time?
Because you don't put attention to yourself. Because you put too much attention to the world and to the mind. Means you put too much attention outside. Too many distractions.
Even I know what to do. I know that I need to put attention to, and I need to be conscious of, like, myself.
Whatever feels like, whatever feels like I or I am, whatever feels like the seer, the witness, the conscious self, whatever feels like I, just put attention there. You still will pay attention to what happens in the world. You still will pay attention to what happens in the mind, but also pay attention to yourself. That's all. Because enchanted by what happens in the world and in the mind, actually what happens in the world is what you think, and what you think is the mind. Too much attention to that make you forget of your reality. It's simply a matter of self-forgetfulness.
At least good sign I don't understand what you are talking about. It's like mind switch off.
No, because your mind is very tricky. See, I'm talking and your mind just switches off, goes either into a dull mood or into an active mood.
Exactly.
And when you are listening to this, so you have to pay attention to this. If you pay attention to this, it will work. If you are paying attention to this, you are no longer thinking, because your mind is paying attention to this.
I didn't understand. Yeah. So I need to pay attention. I need to put myself understanding what you say, or I don't need.
Well, how can you if you don't, how can you go to, I don't know, to Spain if you don't pay attention of how to get there?
Mm-hmm.
You ask for an address because you want to go to Spain, but you don't listen, and then you stay where you are. The difference here is that you are not going to go anywhere. You are not going to get anything. You just become aware of your reality, of your nameless, formless reality. Because you always forget, who am I? The question, who am I, or the inquiry, who am I, which is not even a question. We may need to use the question. We may need to use the thought, who am I? But in reality is to pay attention to the thinker, which apparently is the mind. Apparently, the mind is the source of the thoughts. In reality, it is the self, the source of the mind, and you are that self. So when you inquire, the mind, which are thoughts, goes back to yourself, to its place of origin.
When I ask who am I don't feel anything. Like, okay, it's like,
okay, the thoughts disappear, right? That's it. You don't have to ask the question all the time. It's just to interrupt the stream of thoughts, see, the chain of thoughts. You break it. Eventually, the thought I or I am Yelena will disappear too. And then you realize yourself to be that which is beyond the body and the mind, the self itself.
okay, just break thoughts.
That's all. Just get rid of your thoughts. That's all. Leave only the thoughts or the mental activity necessary for whatever you are doing in this moment, whatever it is necessary for the practicality of this matter, which is not, that's not thought, that is knowledge. Let's make a difference between knowledge and thought for the sake of understanding, right? You know how to speak English, right? You know how to speak Russian. And you know mathematics and all that, yeah?
This I hesitate, but okay, that.
Okay, fine. You know something. You have certain amount of knowledge, right? Okay. Thought means I am the body and all what I think about myself and what I think about the others. That's what mind is as the ego. I and you, as if they were two separate entities. But this is important to understand.
I and you mean you and me, or
I
that one?
No. Ego means I, Yelena, you, Cesar.
Okay.
I am the body, see, I am the subject, and you are the object. How many are there?
2.
Then I and you, that is duality. I am separate from you. I am in Venezuela, you are in Portugal. I am different from you. I am a man, you are a woman. I am independent from you. I don't need you. You don't need me. Right? Then I may think I'm better than you, worse than you, more or less, whatever it is than you. So I and you, duality, separation, differentiation, independence, and then value, right? The moral issue, and bad, right and wrong, this and that. That is the mind as ego. The mind as if it is a self, and that self is the body. It's called mind, it's called ego or individual. That gives the impression that I am limited to this individual form. Limited to this, I am only this. And everything else, is a separate entity. So when you get rid of your thoughts, right, you are no longer thinking about you, he, she, it. You are aware of it, but you are not thinking about it. So there is only the I thought. Only the I thought, I am the body. The thought is alone there, right? But you may be thinking also about yourself, right? Like, you know what? I want to do this, but I don't do it. See, this is me, and this is what I think about myself. The idea is to get rid of thoughts about the others and thought about myself. And then this thought, thought that myself is the body also will disappear. And then you may have a glimpse, at least for a split second, of your nameless and formless reality. That's the inquiry. The idea is not to attain something. You will not attain anything. You are already the self, and everything is already the self. It's nothing separate from yourself. You have to get rid of all this, including unwanted thoughts, which is what is covering, veiling your reality. And you have to
just interrupt thoughts. I go to the thought, I go in the thought, I just interrupt.
Yes. When the thought arises, okay, just be interested not in the thought, but in the thinker. The thought arises from somewhere, and we assume that there is a thinker there. And we assume that the thinker is the body, right? That the brain thinks, that the person thinks, right? Then the attention goes from the thought to its place of being. The very intention of knowing the source of the thought destroys the thought.
The very intention to know the thought destroys it.
It's like you hold during the whole day the intention, the interest to know the source of the thought. If you ask yourself from where the thought arises, the answer logically is from me, right? For me, apparently, is the body. But you question that. You question that. Me whom? Who am I?
And it brings my attention back
to yourself. I'm interested in myself. But I'm doubting that myself is the body. The body still is operating. The mind is quiet. It's not dead, but at least it's quiet. So quiet mind is necessary to realize what is beyond the mind, the mindless state. The mind has to be quiet. That's enough. There's nothing needs to be done. You still, the mind is quiet. You still are fully aware of your surroundings, right? If you need to respond to what happens, automatically that response will come. If you need to think about something like, where did I put the keys of my car? Okay, it will happen spontaneously. We are concerned about this troublesome thought. I am the body, right? When I means body. When I means body, you question that. I am doing, I am not doing, right? I am good, I am bad, I am wrong, I am doing it right, I don't know, I. If I means body, this thought has to go, or at least to be quiet, to keep it quiet. Give you some peace to the mind, some rest.
I would love to.
Then go for it. Now, on the other hand, we might begin doing this out of curiosity. I go to India, I read about this. We become a little bit interested, right? But we must be, if this is not the most important thing in one's life, it's not going to work. Because if I want something else, what I want will overpower my intention of knowing who am I. That doesn't mean that you stop wanting, I don't know, going for a walk or maybe to a cinema show with your partner or your husband or whatever, to visit some friend. That's not the problem. You can do all that, but it is like you secretly holding the most important question of your life. See, who am I? Everything else will go on automatically. See, the activities of the body will go on automatically. The brain, the sense organs, they are working. The body is programmed to behave in a particular way. You don't have to worry about that. Some people go as far as to say that the activities of the body are preordained. It's going to happen anyway. So you don't have to, we are not concerned about the body. We are just only concerned about the body identity. This I am the body idea. That's all. You don't lose your memory, the capacity to think, to feel, right? That's going to keep on functioning, right? In fact, you are that which is conscious of that functioning, right? And this you is nameless and formless, right? That is your absolute existence. This is you as a self, or whatever you like to call it. It doesn't matter. So you can begin to have a taste that you in reality are unaffected by any physical phenomenon, mental phenomenon. Then you won't be bothered by what happens outside or inside and so on.
Хорошо. Ладно.
Many
Thank
people,
you.
I'm not pointing my finger to you in particular, but I've been in India for many years. When I went there, I didn't want anything. I know what it takes to do this. It's 100% commitment. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I spent in India many times. We're coming from the same background, right? Baba Ashram and all that stuff. And I spoke about this in that very place for a few years and all that. And then I did it on my own, so to speak. And I saw many, many, many people. I heard many, many people, and really, really, really few are really interested about this. Everybody else is basically curious, right? And if you approach to this with just mere mental curiosity, it doesn't help. I really want to become aware of myself. I want to really get rid of the ego. And and you will find at the end so funny because I want to get rid of something that in reality it doesn't exist. The best way to get rid of the ego is to become aware of the fact that it simply doesn't exist. It's only a thought. It's not a self. But when you think, thoughts apparently are performed by the body, right? And that gives the impression that there is a person. You say, I am this, and I am like this and like that, and I think about this and that. See, all these thoughts is one thought. The mind is one thought. The mind is I, and when I think about something, right? The thought I must be there already. But I think about you. I think that you are, right? So the I thought is there.
I think that something.
Exactly. Then this is mine, the subject and the object, the idea of the subject and the object, as if they were two separate entities. That is the content of the mind, and it is the mind itself.
This I is already mind. So
Yes.
when starts I something or whatever, any thought, it's already mine. So I need to stop it. Oh my God, yes. I'm doing it. Okay.
I mean, I can explain this many times. It doesn't matter. I think I will die just repeating myself.
Cesar, I know this by heart. I already know this by heart. This is the main idea. This is funny. How many years I can listen to this and still there?
Yeah, it doesn't matter neither. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself. Don't supervise yourself, right? Don't measure yourself. Don't measure this as in terms of progress. It doesn't matter. And Nath is laughing when I say that I may die repeating myself. And I don't mind to repeat myself, right? Many people remember this because people may have good memory, right? But few understand this.
Yes,
few understand
exactly.
what they remember, and there are fewer that realizes this, and that's okay. Depends really up to you how determined you are.
Determined.
Yeah. See, Mr. Ratanlal used to say that it's all the energy and the effort and the intention that you put to get something in life. You will put it to know yourself. In a split second, you will realize the self. Because all that energy goes out, right? In pursuit of something that it is temporary. Because we believe that it is real. We believe the world is real, right? And the experiences are real. It's not real and it's not permanent. What is the world in deep sleep? And where are you in deep sleep? What you call you in deep sleep is gone together with the world.
There's another world in the deep sleep. No, deep sleep, no. Deep sleep.
Yes. In deep sleep, there is no world, there is no body, and there is no mind. But you must be there knowing there is no world, there is no body, there is no mind. So you are present in the absence of all that. And you are here and now present as that. You are just not aware of it, that's all.
Just know is not enough. I need to realize it.
Yeah, correct. See, Mr. Ratanlal had a parrot in his house. Baba gave it to him to look after it, right? And then he will tell the parrot, see, I am Shiva, Shivoham, Shivoham, right? And the parrot will repeat Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. But the parrot didn't know what he was talking about. So many spiritual seekers are just spiritual parrots. They just repeat what they read and they preach and they teach and they see. They don't even know what they're talking about. They haven't even understood what they're talking about.
You know, Caesar, I'm so tired of all these things, like seeking years, that I would already be glad to forget everything. But it's not possible also.
You can't.
I
You have.
cannot.
Yeah.
I don't need anything,
You don't have
I
to.
don't need anything.
You are not seeking. You are not looking for yourself. It's an absurd, because you are already present as the self.
But I don't realize it.
Wait a second. You are not looking for yourself. You are looking for what you call yourself. You are looking for the mind. If you look for the mind, it disappears. I mean, it keeps quiet. Mind is thought. That's all. Apart from thoughts, there is no mind. First thought, I. That's a root thought. And any other thought is just an extension of that. It's like the root and the tree. See, the root and the tree are one tree. All that together, I and you, as two separate entities, is what is called mind, ego, or individual.
I understand, but don't realize.
That's fine. That's fine. Then try to realize. Everybody struggle at the beginning. Everybody struggle, right? Because not everybody, but most people struggle. If the people doesn't have a pure mind and this single-minded attitude towards the removal of the ego, it doesn't work. That's how it works. When I went to India, I didn't want anything. I just wanted God. See, my thought was fixed on God, right? Because I thought that God was limited to a particular name and form, right? You are God, I am God. The self is God, we are that, right? And then such a mind is called pure mind. It's not interested in anything. It doesn't want anything. The so-called mature seekers already realize they are semi-awakened. They already realize the temporariness of sensory perception, material objects, and all that. They experience all that, and they say, well, there is nothing here but a momentary something, right? Whatever the phenomenon that you experience, it doesn't last forever. So you begin to desire something everlasting, something permanent. Means you want to know your reality as that permanent, nameless, formless, effortless existence. I was told this once. The inquiry. And I went to a particular place, a mandir, and I did it, and in a few minutes, okay, the subject, the object, attention goes to I. Who am I? And suddenly, bang. The ego came back, the spiritual ego came back, see? The ideas of living a monastic life and spiritual life and put a party in India, and that was an obstacle. And thanks God I had Mr. Radhanlal who took me out of that. See, you have to let go all that so yourself can go to completely and never come back. When that was already gone, then he told me, now you go out and speak about this. Otherwise, it will be another spiritual parrot. See?
That's why I'm always asking you questions, because I don't want to be spiritual parrot.
No?
I better, you better like beat my head, but I need to realize it. Otherwise, I cannot. I cannot. It makes me crazy. Seriously, I don't need anything. I mean, probably I need if I am still like not realizing it fully.
If you are thinking about this unconsciously, it means that there is no way back, because the mind should, when you are thinking about this, right, you are not thinking about something else. You cannot think about two things at the same time. And that weakens the mind, see, to lose the interest about objects, right? So this diminishes the amount of desires and all that stuff, and then the mind becomes, let's say, pure, or more pure, or less active, or less dull, right? So the mind is pondering, or it's not the mind, it's like you are mentally pondering in what conceptually represents your own self. But one
What
has
is
to
pondering? Pondering.
meditating, thinking. It's like when you hear something from somebody, you watch a movie, or you listen to somebody that you consider to be important, and what the person says is interesting. You go on thinking about it. See, oh, what this man said. You're thinking about it. It's like you're meditating on that. See, the only thought that you have in your mind is a particular one. Right? It's called meditation on the subject, on the object. This object is obviously knowledge, right? And there is a subject, me, meditating on the object, that what I'm thinking about, right? Then I cannot think about anything else. This is to hold on to a particular thought. That's what meditation is. The inquiry is different.
Okay. Okay, obrigada.
Yeah.
Understand.
Here, the object of meditation is the subject itself.
And
then the object
I
of
think
meditation,
also,
which is a subject, also disappears, right? Actually, meditation is your natural state.
I think this is a problem, that I'm expecting something. I had some experience and I'm expecting something, something.
Nothing is going to happen. You cannot happen.
Some effects, some different states of, I don't know, perception, something,
Nothing.
Waves or
No, nothing. There will be perception without perceiver, consciousness without thought. That.
Okay, thank you.
You will not get this. There is no achievement here. There is no attainment. Because what you find is what you are, what you always are, what you have been always. You cannot find yourself. You yourself is what you find is that what you call yourself was never yourself. It was only an idea. I am the body.
Okay, thank you. I understood.
We are always in one's natural state, and we are always self-aware. It's just not clear because it's clouded or obscured by thoughts. That's all. See, when the clouds disappear, the sun doesn't appear, right? it was always there. The clouds was just covering it. It would not appear. It just gets revealed. Right? What you are will not appear. It's just going to be uncovered, discovered. If you enter into a room which is full of furniture, you say, oh my God, there is no space here. I will make some space. I will create a space. And then you take the furniture out. And you say, okay, now there is a space. The space was always there. It was just covered by furniture. You don't create the space. You just remove what was covered in it.
Thank you, Cesar.
You're welcome. Do you speak Portuguese already?
A little bit. Un poco.
Un poco.
I understand. Like a dog, you know. Speak like. I understand with my consciousness.
Similar to Spanish.
Yeah. Even I can understand something of Spanish.
Good.
But you speak Spanish there, right?
Yes. Well, Spanish Venezuelanized.
With different accent.
Different accents, and we somehow rearrange it.
I like this language, by the way. I like it. Nice language. Not like Dutch. Dutch is. Oof.
Okay, now.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I need to switch off something.
I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm missing the. This is killing my button. No, the computer was there and I was talking to people, it was recording. And now it's only this. And then if I need to work, I need to hear because otherwise I will. I was really doing that. But we given a mass or something. Se acabó la hora. Time up. ¿Alguna pregunta de última hora? Mm. Mm. Hasta la noche.